What if I told you there's a way to protect yourself without owning a traditional firearm? A device that looks like a pistol, feels like a pistol, but doesn't fire bullets. Sounds strange, right? Well, stay with me, because today we're uncovering the world of less lethal launchers, and by the end, you'll know exactly which one might be the game changer for personal defense. Less lethal launchers have exploded in popularity across the United States and the English-speaking world. Why? Because they offer a middle ground between doing nothing and carrying a lethal firearm. These devices use compressed gas, usually CO2, to fire projectiles that can cause pain, disorient attackers, or release chemical irritants like pepper powder or tear gas. In this video, we'll break down the leading brands, Byrna, PepperBall, Umarex, and Salt Supply. We'll explore their features, strengths, weaknesses, and even price points. And stick around, because later we'll compare them head-to-head to see which one truly offers the best balance of safety, cost, and effectiveness. Let's start with the king of the market, Byrna Technologies. Byrna has built not just a product, but an entire philosophy around responsible self-defense. Their flagship model, the Byrna SD, is often the first name you'll hear in conversations about non-lethal defense. The Byrna SD fires .68 caliber projectiles powered by CO2 cartridges. It can use different types of ammunition, solid kinetic rounds for impact, pepper rounds for chemical irritation, and even tear gas. It also offers chalk practice rounds, so you can train without wasting defensive ammo. One of its most important innovations is the pull-pierce system. Unlike other launchers, the CO2 cartridge inside the Byrna isn't pierced until you pull the trigger for the very first time. Why does this matter? Because it means your launcher stays pressurized and ready indefinitely. No slow leaks, no loss of power over time. That's a game changer when every second counts. Byrna's strengths are clear: reliability, ergonomics, and versatility. It's compact, easy to conceal, and incredibly simple to operate, even for beginners. But there's also a downside: its realistic pistol-like appearance. In a tense confrontation, that look could escalate the situation if someone mistakes it for a lethal firearm. And of course, we can't ignore the price. A Byrna SD kit usually sells for around $379 in the US. That's not cheap, but many consider it worth the investment for the peace of mind it offers. Now, if Byrna is the king of the consumer market, then PepperBall is the battle-hardened veteran. With roots in law enforcement and military use, PepperBall systems were originally designed for riot control and tactical operations. Over time, they've made their way into the civilian market. Their standout model is the PepperBall Sentry launcher. Like Byrna, it uses .68 caliber projectiles powered by CO2. But here's where it differs. PepperBall puts a strong emphasis on durability and tactical performance. The design is more rugged, with a grip resembling a classic 1911 pistol, something professionals appreciate in high-stress environments. PepperBall also offers a variety of ammo, but their pepper powder projectiles are among the most potent in the industry. That's why private security teams and some law enforcement units still rely on them. Of course, that professional-grade reputation comes at a price. Depending on the kit, the PepperBall Sentry can range from about $400 to $600. That's higher than Byrna, which can make it a stretch for the average homeowner. So, if you're the kind of person who values rugged design and maximum stopping power, even at a higher price, PepperBall might be your choice. Next, let's talk about a brand that has carved its reputation by making non-lethal defense accessible to almost anyone: Umarex. Their T4E line, short for Training for Enforcement, is all about affordability and realism. The most popular model is the Umarex HDP 50, which stands for Home Defense Pistol. Unlike Byrna and PepperBall, it fires a smaller .50 caliber projectile. That means the impact area is smaller, though the velocity can reach impressive levels, often up to 380 feet per second. Here's the biggest selling point: price. While Byrna can set you back nearly $400, the Umarex HDP 50 typically costs between $79 and $120. That's a fraction of the cost, making it incredibly attractive for people who want protection on a budget. But of course, there's a trade-off. The .50 caliber rounds don't hit as hard as the larger .68 caliber, and the launcher's build quality isn't as premium. Its CO2 system is also more traditional. meaning you may lose pressure over time if you keep it stored with a pierced cartridge. Still, for someone seeking an entry-level solution that balances cost and effectiveness, Umarex delivers one of the best value options in the entire category. And finally, we have a brand that decided to take a very different approach: Salt Supply Company. Instead of mimicking a pistol, their launchers feature a more futuristic, less aggressive design. The flagship model, the Salt S2, looks more like a sleek gadget than a firearm. This is intentional. Some people are uncomfortable with the intimidating look of traditional guns, even non-lethal ones. Salt's design makes it less threatening to the user and less likely to escalate tension during a confrontation. The S2 uses .68 caliber pepper salt projectiles, powered by CO2 cartridges, with velocities up to about 350 feet per second. Performance-wise, it sits right between Byrna and Umarex. The price range is also middle ground, usually between $199 and $299, depending on the kit. So who is this for? The Salt Supply S2 is ideal for users who want a reliable self-defense tool without the visual intimidation of a pistol. It's discreet, practical, and a good compromise between power and appearance. All right, now that we've looked at each launcher individually, let's put them side by side. Byrna SD is all about technology and reliability. Its pull-pierce system means it's always ready, and the .68 caliber rounds pack a serious punch. But it comes with a premium price of nearly $380. PepperBall Sentry leans into its professional DNA, robust, tactical, and trusted by law enforcement. It's powerful and durable, but its cost, anywhere from $400 to $600, makes it the most expensive option here. Umarex HDP 50 is the budget champion. For as little as $79, you can get a functional home defense launcher. The trade-off? A smaller .50 caliber round, less intimidating power, and a simpler CO2 system. And finally, Salt Supply S2 finds a middle ground. It's priced between $200 and $300, and its discreet design is perfect for people who want defense without the look of a firearm. So which one wins? The answer depends on what you value most: technology, power, budget, or design. So, what have we learned? Byrna dominates thanks to innovation and user-friendly reliability. PepperBall remains the professional's choice, built for toughness and performance. Umarex offers unbeatable affordability, making it the gateway into non-lethal defense. And Salt Supply caters to those who prefer a discreet, less aggressive-looking option. The rise of less lethal launchers proves something important. Personal defense no longer has to mean lethal force. With growing social uncertainty, more people are turning to these devices for peace of mind, without the legal and moral weight of a firearm. Now, I want to hear from you. Which launcher would you trust for self-defense? Byrna, PepperBall, Umarex, or Salt Supply? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out our other reviews on personal defense tools. Because when it comes to protecting yourself and your family, knowledge is your most powerful weapon.